Apex Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely stream deck. For more information about the stream deck, the link is in the description below.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the third round of the AOR Hybrid Energy 2019 Christmas Cup here on the PC. We're here for the fastest track on this very short calendar. It is Monza, where the original circuit layout stretched to over 10 kilometers and included a 5.5 kilometer road section, broadly similar to what today's layout is, and of course that 4.5 kilometer oval that then redeveloped into a high-speed banked oval in the 1950s. Monza is one of 4 current Formula 1 circuits which formed part of the inaugural Formula 1 World Championship in 1950. The other tracks are Silverstone, Monaco and Spa-Francorchamps that we'll see in a couple of days. Since 1950, Monza has only been absent once, and that was in 1980 when Imola hosted the Italian Grand Prix instead. And talking about those classic circuits and cars, of course, today in the Classic Christmas Cup we'll be using the Williams FW25, which was used back in 2003 and was battling with Michael Schumacher and in the end finished second. Of course, in the Classic Christmas Cup we do not have any qualifications to decide the starting order. Instead we'll be using a reverse championship standings, and today it will be Legions in first, Kagan in second, Northern in third, Kanaka in fourth, Galaxy in fifth, Rank in sixth, Black Panther 7th, British Bulldog 8th, Kohai 9th, Tudor 10th, Bosley Gaming 11th, the AP Legends 12th, Slumph in 13th, Thompson 14th, Heiko in 15th, and S. Sona in 16th. Now before we get straight into the race, let me present myself. I am Jens Rendtorff, and my co-commentator for this evening will be Julio. Julio, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great, thank you. Good evening, everyone. You've made a small mistake with the starting grid because we only have 13 drivers. So Keg and Suleiman will start from pole. Then we have Kinako, Ranki in third, Black Panther fourth, Bulldog in fifth, Iko in sixth, Tudor 7th, Bosley in eighth, the API Legends or AP Legends in ninth, Schlumpf in 10th, Toms, one of the race winners, the winner from the last years in P11, and Heiko in P12. CS Dobak, I think he has joined the grid somehow, and he is in P13. A beautiful sound of the V10 engine. This is what we will be greeted by the drivers going into turn 1. It's probably one of the most beautiful sounds in F1.
Yes, indeed.
And we're waiting for the start.
Okay, here we have the lights. It's 3, 2, 1. And the lights, all 5 lights on and held for an absolute age. And it slides out and away we go. And Schlumpf had a jump start. I don't know who else did, but there were 2. And we saw some shattering of carbon fiber as they go 3 wide into turn 1. Down the inside went Tudor and Ranky around the outside. Ranky and Tudor going side by side as there's yellow flags behind.
Suleiman went round and Black Panther has a puncture. Well, Suleiman tried to reverse into Black Panther. Thankfully, he ghosted. But yeah, chaotic start.
Yes, indeed, and they're still going side by side for the lead. Almost 3 wide into Varianti del Roggia. And then into Lesmo 1. Ranking a bit too far back.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Black Panther has 2 punctures. The front left and rear right. So his race is pretty much over. Yes, but let's get back to the top because Tudor and Ranke are fighting for P1 right now. I'm trying to see how much have they gained. after the start, and Tudor has gained 6 positions. Also, API Legends has gained some positions, but he made a huge mistake going through Lesmo. CS Dolbeck up to P4, and he's attacking Kineko, going into Parabolic. How will he do it? No, he can't make it stick. Schlumpf also losing 2 positions, and round goes Schlumpf.
Round in Parabolica and getting overtaken by multiple drivers now. He's back into P11, more yellow flags, don't know who that is for.
That's Black Panther.
Yeah, Black Panther's trundling around. That's Ranky. Got challenged into turn 1 and overtaken by Tudor. Now Toms and Heiko going side by side into Curvo Grande. Toms getting the position of a Heiko into 6th place, but they're still close. Heiko maybe gonna battle into De La Roglia. No, a bit too far back. What about Ico behind? No, there was just a small error on my timing screen, meaning that he looks to be very close to the other guys for some reason.
I have the same error as you. Schlumpf is in a really bad situation because he had to change his front wing, and now he will have to serve his drive-through penalty, so he will be way down. He will fall way down the order. I'm trying to see who else got the jump start, and that was Tudor in first place, I think. Yeah, so Tudor will have to lose his lead, and someone went wide coming out of Ascari, but I think nothing too bad happened. Toms and Heiko, they are fighting, well, for the championship lead. I think that's the real situation. And Tudor, has he pitted? No, that's Black Panther, who has finally reached the pit lane. He has to change the tires, and now he has all 4 wheels on his car finally.
And anyone watching the stream, I'm terribly sorry for the lag you're experiencing currently.
And Tom spun out in turn 1. I'm sorry, but Heiko had to take evasive action.
Bulldog just hit him there as he was parked. And now Tom's has gotten a 5-second time penalty for that.
Tom's race is over, really, because he has broken front wing. I mean, he can realistically fight for the points, of course. He's down in P11. He has Schlumpf, who has entered the pit lane to serve his drive-through penalty, but I don't see anyone else who might enter the pit lane. Of course, Tudor has to serve a drive-through penalty as well, but he will emerge ahead of Toms after he comes back. And I think Toms or Kagan Suleiman had problems going through Lesmo 1, but nothing too major. Let's see where Heiko is. Heiko is in P6 with a broken front wing as well, so Ico will try to overtake him. Is it really broken front wing, or is it just the front wing outline that may be the concern? No, they have both broken front wings. Okay. Tudor comes into the pit lane because he has to serve his drive to the penalty, so that leaves Ranky in P1, and we have a big fight between CS Dobek and Kineko. And Tudor, no, that was probably Black Panther. No, I don't know, because they are fighting. Oh, because three people fight. I'm sorry for that, of course. But yes, CS Dolbeck, Kineko, and API Legends, or AP Legends, I can pronounce it correctly, are fighting for P2. And Heiko will try to fight off Ico for P5. So it looks right now, at least.
Yes, indeed. And I'm currently trying to resolve the lag you're seeing on stream. So while Julio has done an amazing job keeping up with all the fighting, I've been trying to tweak the settings, but it's not looking like it wants to abide today for some reason.
So you have teething issues, because we can tell that you've had a new RAM thing, yeah? That's what we can tell. So some teething issues for today. But I think that was Bosley who got a penalty, unless I'm very much mistaken. And Bosley gets a 3-second time penalty. So someone else might have got a time penalty as well. But that's not too important right now. What's important is that CS Dolbeck is setting the fastest lap time. He is 2.2 seconds behind Ranky, and he has started from the last place on the grid. He may, well, if he gets to Ranky, he will win from the back spot on the grid. Meanwhile, AP Legends has closed in on Kineko, just 2 tenths between them, going through Curva Grande into Variante de la Roggia. But I think he's too far back to try and realistic attack. Suleiman, meanwhile, fighting with the Bulldog, and he overtakes the Bulldog through Variante Retifilo.
Yes, indeed, yes. I'm still trying to fix the issues, but it looks like they're slowly resolving themselves, which is good. But of course, the show must go on, as we're seeing the fight between the AP Legends and Kaneko for third place. They've been battling all race, and the AP Legends have made a huge jump from the start. Of course, he's jumped up all the way to fourth place. That's 5 positions up from where he started. It's a great start for him, and he is up here trying to fight for the podium positions. Of course, in these cars, there's no DRS, and the tires aren't really doing much of a difference. As they come into turn 1, he was thinking of make the move, and there Kaneko goes wide, locks up. The AP Legends so close to him, almost makes the move. Now through Curvo Grande in that slipstream. Will he be able to make the move into Variella Della Roggia? Let's see. Oh, is he getting pushed all the way towards the grass, but he's down the inside into the chicane. Will he make the move? He will make the move, but he won't get the place. So Kanako's still in third place, and Bulldog and Tom's further behind, almost battling.
He's falling back. But yeah, funnily enough, Heiko, who has a broken front wing, Black Panther gets a penalty in P13, but doesn't really matter for him. But Heiko, funnily enough, he has a broken front wing, but he has a great pace. He has set the fastest lap of the race, and he is closing in on AP Legends and Kaneko. Can he take the podium here with, as I've said, broken wing? Well, if Kaneko and AP Legends are fighting, then it's the best chance for Heiko to grab that final position on the podium. What's important in those cars is to get the best drive out of corner and the best braking, because when you lock up, you obviously are losing time, and here where the tires aren't really big of a difference and there is no DRS, everything is crucial. So let's see if AP Legends can overtake Kaneko. Can he make it stick? No way. But they will have to carry on their fight through Curva Grande. CS Dobek has set the fastest lap of the race, if I'm not mistaken. So again, great pace from the second placed man right now. Kaneko going defensive into De La Roggia, but can AP Legends stick his nose in? No way. No way past for him. And Kagan Suleymanoglu, so that's the longer name, gets a penalty. And Toms and Bulldog have been fighting, and Bulldog has gone straight through the first chicane. He had to avoid the bollards there, and he lost a lot of time and a position as well.
Yes, and looking towards the front in that 3-4-5 fight, Heiko has caught up immensely to these guys fighting. He's caught up more than a second in the last lap, and he could maybe be a threat into turn 1.
It's just incredible. We look at the speeds they are reaching here. 360 at the end of the back straight. So interesting. Heiko says the fastest lap of the race. And how fast can AP Legends go? 363 right now. Yellow flag in sector 3. What's that? I don't know. But can AP Legends overtake Kaneko? Not yet. And he has Heiko on his back already. That's how great a pace has set the man in 5th place right now. But let's see, can he make a difference in the last 6 laps of this race?
Actually, AP Legends locks up and has to go through the chicane instead of taking it normally. That will cost some time down to Heiko, and I guess also a warning. So that will not be too good for his race, because that will just edge him closer to getting a 3-second time penalty. Certainly not what you want. And now Heiko into Ascari. Will he make the move? No. In these cars, it is a bit too risky to go for the move as AP Legends goes wide. Same does Heiko into the wall and loses the whole of his left front wing. He was missing parts of it already, but now it's all gone. Into the wall he goes.
It looked good for him, but well, he lost it, of course. Funnily enough, our championship leaders, because Toms was in second place and Heiko was in first place before the race, have had just a nightmare of a race, really. Ranky will probably win that one off, but still 5 laps to go. AP Legends has lost 1.5 seconds to Kineko, so right now Kineko looks to be safe in that P4. What will Heiko do? He has to try and stay out without the front wing. He had great pace with, well, a broken part of the front wing, but will he have good enough pace with just a half of his front wing? Kegan Suleimanoglu gets another time penalty. Quite a bit of time penalties, if you ask me, even though it's only 9 laps into the race.
Yes, of course, Monza not your typical place for all these time penalties. Of course, the Ascari complex and the final chicane is places, but the drivers are normally really good to avoid going too wide, but just showing today that they are just abusing those track limits a bit too much.
I'm trying to do a quick maths with the standings here, but well, it will take some time. Basli Gaming, Ico, and probably no, this is not this way, and probably Ico, Basli Gaming, and Tudor are fighting for P5. And right now, if I can see, Schlumpf was third in the standings, 20 points behind Heiko, and the AP Legends was in P4, 35 points behind Heiko. And looking here, I can see that, well, AP Legends is still fourth, but, well, Heiko looks to be a little bit more safe in that championship leading spot. But also remember that there is a different points system than normally in F1. 45 points for the win, if I'm not mistaken, and looks like 38 for the second place, but my maths may be totally wrong.
No, it sounds correct. So
it sounds correct, yeah.
So they're on for great points, and of course you just have to finish in this classic Christmas Cup to get points, and the points are quite large. So if you miss a race, you might or if you miss 2 races, you might be completely out of the championship. Of course, missing only 1 race, you can claw it back with the win, and your championship rivals missing a large amount of points.
Okay, so look at that, because Kegan Suleimanoglu has closed in on the Heiko. Heiko has really big problems without this front wing, and he has been overtaken with ease by Suleimanoglu. The Turkish driver goes into P8. He has a little bit of a moment coming wide through Parabolica, so maybe Heiko will fight back going into the first chicane, but Toms is just behind him. Lap 11 out of 13, so only 3 laps to go. Heiko goes into P8, back into P8 really, so he has re-overtaken Suleimanoglu, but, well, the Turkish driver can re-overtake him going through Curva Grande into a Variante della Roggia, and he may try to do it, but he's way too far behind Heiko. Still, the battle for P8 is there, and it's looking really interesting. Ico, Basli Gaming, and Tudor, that's another of the fights, of the big fights. That's a fight for P5 right now, and Suleimanoglu tries to show himself in the mirrors of Heiko.
So Ascari has a lot of speed around the outside of Heiko. Heiko yields the position.
That was a good move. That was a really good move, really.
It certainly was.
Ico got a 3-second time penalty. Schlumpf also gets a 3-second time penalty, so Schlumpf is in P11 if you, that's P11, 34 seconds behind Toms. Black Panther sets the fastest lap of the race from P13. Black Panther has been twice into the pit lane, I think. And meanwhile, there is a fight between Tudor and Ico. And Tudor is ahead of Ico, but Ico has a better drive out of the first chicane. Really squeezed by Tudor into the edge of the track. They are trying, almost going into the grass. Bulldog gets another time penalty, and Ico really late on the brakes, but he makes it stick. He has overtaken Tudor into Variante della Roggia. Kegan Suleimanoglu, again, another time penalty for him, but he is crucially ahead of Heiko, and Heiko hasn't re-overtaken him.
Yes, you can see just ahead there, that's Black Panther. He is of course ghosted because he is a car that is a back marker. That is something that's been brought out by Codemasters, that ghosts blue flag cars so they can't take out the leaders. That's just why you saw him go inside of the other cars as they were battling. And now Tudor, speaking of battling, was looking to go down the inside but thought not to do it as they are approaching the final lap of this Grand Prix. Of course it is very short Grand Prix as Tudor didn't get the best exit there. He went on to that AstroTurf, which you just risk going out of the Grand Prix. Has just cut myself off there. Of course, very short races, only 25%. As their Eco almost loses it as he locked up completely on that rear front tire, or right front tire.
How did he save that? Because that was like the safe of this race at least. We've seen a few drivers going around in this situation earlier on in the race, so big congratulations to Ico for saving that one. Meanwhile, Heiko looks to be set to finishing in that P9, and remember that Suleimanoglu has at least 3-time penalties, even maybe 4, so Heiko will move up to at least P8. Where is Ranky? Ranky's going through Parabolica right now, 1 second ahead of CS Dobek, but that will be enough to secure him the win in the Italian Grand Prix. That's a great race from him. CS Dobek from P13, from the last position on the grid, goes into P2, and Kineko has lost 1 place on his way to P3. AP Legends in P4, and Bosley Gaming will round up the top 5.
Echo across the line 6th. What about Tudor crashing across the line to 7th? Kagan 8th, but he will be pushed down to 10th. Heiko up to 7th, Tudor 8th, Tomts 9th, Kagan, Soleimani in 10th, Schlumpf coming through a Scari currently. He's way down, of course, involved in some contact in the beginning.
Yeah, and interestingly, Suleimanoglu has set the fastest lap of the race. I don't remember if it's worth something in this Christmas Cup, but we will try to resolve it later. Yeah, Heiko, thanks to the penalties from Tudor, goes into P7. Schlumpf in P11 goes after that drive-through penalty and a pit stop for front wing. It's really what he could have expected. And Bulldog had a really bad race, down in P12.
It's of course great race by these drivers, and yeah,
very interesting.
Yeah, of course short race, so you lost quite a bit by being involved in those things at the start, because of course there's no mandatory pit stop, so you would fall behind a lot.
Yeah, and looks like I got the I don't know, maybe I will not try to see what's okay, the points. Are there points for the fastest lap? I think there are not. That I still may be wrong. I think there aren't any points for the fastest lap, so that means, yeah, that means that we will have, I don't know, I don't want to do any maths here because I'm bad at it, but you'll at least see the results on the site, on the website, on the forum, really, of Apex Online Racing. You'll know where to find it, hopefully, because that's where I'm taking the previous results from as well. So it's useful. At least there are better mathematicians than me. Well, that's usually Google with its what's the calculator, calculations form, something like that. With a Google Docs, there is something like that, isn't there?
Yeah, they're using Google Sheets for the results. So
oh yeah,
that
Google
is.
Sheets,
I think that is way better at doing quick maths than us.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's going to be it for this evening.
Is the end.
Yep. It's a short stream. Of course, the next race will be this Sunday, in just 2 days, on the 29th, it'll be the Ferrari F2007 around Spa-Francorchamps. As I mentioned earlier, your commentators for that race will be Cossi and Thompson. I'm having myself a nice break, so that's nice. So yeah, the Classic Christmas Cup will be back this Sunday for Spa-Francorchamps, and until then, take care, have a good one, goodbye.